and Robert Guile, superintendent. Brenna Ewing is absent. She is recovering from COVID-19.
Okay.
And she's at home. She has oxygen.
Oh,
Um, but she's coming along,
good.
but it's gonna be a long, she was very bad, she was in the hospital, and she wouldn't have survived without it, so
Wow.
she's feeling pretty fortunate at this point. At any rate, she will not be at this meeting. I'm hopeful by next month that we'll make that work out.
Good. Good.
She sounded good, and she's
Good spirits?
in good spirits and thinking about more things than just her own situation, so that's excellent.
Good.
I have minutes here for the September 21 meeting, which you can check and see if you agree with. Okay,
Yep.
motion to approve.
Second?
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approved by a 2-0 vote. And we did not hold an October meeting because we did not have a quorum that day. Various conflicts existed and we couldn't get the group together, so we omitted our October meeting. So now we're here for
November.
November. And this is November
16th.
16th. What do we have for stuff there?
Well, I got
Financial papers.
a copy of these. I got checks.
Yeah,
And certificates for Rocco.
yeah.
This is,
Cremation burial.
yeah,
Oh, and we got that, good.
yeah. Ellen gave that to me. All that sad. Plus she has the cremation certificate too.
Good.
Here, and I've gotta keep that because I have to put that in the book. She wanted to make sure I measured where I put them in, so when she goes in, she could be right next to them, or right near them,
Yeah,
just like I did with my brother.
yeah. Got it set, so there'll be a second burial in that
Second one
grave.
there, and they'll be able to know where he is, so
Mhm.
be able to find him.
Yeah, no, that's good. And, yeah, this fellow died January 2020 in Florida. But he's, we knew he was coming when the time came, and he is now.
He's here. And
Okay,
I got bills,
and we have some bills, all right?
and there's mine. The 3 dark ashes in the superintendent's.
We had 3 again this month?
Yeah, I had Henry for
Oh, yeah.
October,
Yeah.
Carol and Carter, and my
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Bobby Taylor's,
Veterans Market.
Veterans Market came?
Yes,
Yeah.
and I think I need to go talk, I'm gonna see if I can talk to Jimmy tomorrow, Cabral, because Carl Ziegler, I think, was supposed to get one, I've never seen his, and it's been about 4 years.
Yeah,
That's what I was told, he was getting a granite one, and I think by Karen Ziegler, and I haven't seen anything, so I was gonna go ask him just,
well, you can ask him, and you can also ask,
Keith,
Ty Hamilton.
Ty Hamilton. I don't know if it's stuck. It could be down there where everything changed over at that time.
Yeah, it, cause they might have it, they may have ordered it. Sometimes the funeral directors order them, and sometimes
Yeah, and they end up down there.
they're down here, so that's worth checking on. And, you've got all these other things on here, that's good, all right.
Okay.
We'll do that when we have this is a,
And this is the one bill I had, I didn't see this bill till just now, and I don't know where.
this is a new one.
Yeah, and then I got a statement too.
Yeah, but this one is a separate thing, and that's, I saw the pink slip on that, didn't I give you this pink slip?
Right here.
Yeah, you've got the pink slip, okay,
But
that's fine. No,
then
that's
there was
fine.
this one in the envelope with it too, which is, this is the first one I've seen. I have no idea what they're ordering for parts.
This is another one?
Yeah,
Oh, God. Usually they put the pink slips in our box here, and you don't have a pink slip for this one.
nope. That's what I said, because I made the bill out, because I had this slip.
Yeah,
And I says, okay, and then when I opened, the envelope was there today, when I got everything, and I'm going, what's this $89 thing, because I had never seen it before. That's the first time I've seen that with this.
I think before we pay it, we better talk to Jamie,
Or Fred, find out what's,
or Fred, yeah, find out what's what with that, because I'm wondering whether it's supposed to be ours or not,
yeah,
being as how they didn't give us this. Because they always give us this. All right. That's 150, and that's the 608, okay, that's that group. Alrighty, that takes care of our financial dealings for this time.
we need this one to go with that slip. Or does she need the
No,
white copy?
you can keep that in your papers.
Okay,
Um, And I don't think we've got much else we have to deal with that. The vault that we need to move in the North Cemetery is still hanging.
yep.
Do we have any sense we can get it done right off or not?
I'll talk to him tomorrow.
All right. If we can't get it done very soon, we really should let them put the monument in. And we'll let this wait till next year after it's all had its eggs.
Or if the ground gets frozen, you could do it then too. And there's no snow.
You can do,
Well, if it's 3 inches of frost, it's, nothing sinks, you could do it then,
oh,
but that's if.
but then you've gotta get through the frost when you dig it up.
But, yeah, 3 inches isn't bad.
Will that pretty much just go with the backhoe?
Yeah, oh, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
all right. But I think maybe we better do that. They're really trying to get that,
Done.
done, get the monument in for the family.
Yeah. I'll see him tomorrow, we'll call him tonight.
Yeah, okay. That takes care of that one. And we really had an awful lot of monument business this
Yeah.
year.
Everybody's,
A lot of monuments being put in,
and,
one right after the other.
yeah, there's people passing too. It's not, some of it's ahead and some of it's people that have passed.
Yeah.
There's actually, I called him last night, I got that mark for Alan down to Henry's, so that's, I called him last night and told him, so.
Good.
I didn't go down through today, I didn't have time to see if they'd been there, but the town, all those that big puddle that was there,
Yeah,
they filled that in yesterday with
Oh.
the grindings. So
yeah.
that's all, that got,
In the center drive,
the center drive,
behind the,
as you head towards the building,
Yeah.
that got filled in. They
oh, okay,
filled a couple of the small ones in too, so.
that's good, that's better, but
Oh, absolutely.
it's, at least it's not so awful as it's been.
It'll be easier to plow and
Yeah.
much easier to plow.
Okay,
Or just drive on. And, let's see, what else is going on? Water's, the pump's out,
the water pump has been taken out.
taken out. They called me about it and I says, I'll go down and, I drained the box too. And they took the pump and put it up in the old highway barn. They were down there mowing, the kids were, so they picked the pump up down at the shack and they took it to, put it in the old highway barn on Carter Street. So it's in where it's warm for the winter.
Mm-hmm.
And I said I drained the box, and so that should be okay for the winter, that should be all set.
Yeah,
And I said, talked to them about if we needed the snow blower in the winter for the grave, and they said, yep, they would, on the tractor, if we have to blow, we have a barrel, and they'll blow the snow off for us and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They said they'd do that, so.
they would do that for
Yep.
it? Okay. How have we been doing that?
Same way.
We've been having them blow the snow?
Yeah, if I had instead of plowing it, when.
Yeah, well, oh, yeah,
Instead of making a mess, they'll come up, tell them ahead, and they'll come up and snow blow like at north on the grass so that we can park and then
yeah,
do into where the grave is and stuff like that. It's just so much easier. They do it down the south for me too, like on the north slope, they'll do it too, so. I just give them enough ahead of time and they'll come down and do it, so. A lot easier to clean up in the spring and it's just a lot easier.
okay, excellent. So that's arranged for this winter?
For this winter if we need it.
When we need it.
Hopefully we don't need it.
What else?
I'm
That's
thinking,
most all of what we gotta worry about
right now,
for that stuff now. And we are hopeful that we will have, Reganini Zoll help us with,
The center.
monuments in the Center Cemetery,
Yeah.
2 of them. Footings. And reset the monument. And I think we've got sufficient budget to handle that.
Yeah,
Um,
well, that's kind of a priority, I think.
Yes, it is, because it's out and it's public and it's been, we'd hoped to have it done some months ago and didn't work out. Have we got any other hanging issues you know about now?
Anything with David Ross?
Hmm?
Have we heard anything from David?
No, I haven't talked to him. It's really, the ball's really in our court on that.
Okay.
That's on the North Cemetery,
Front field.
layout of front field. We've got what he gave us before, but we've gotta get him to, you and I have talked before, we need to get it all written down on one of the plans,
Plot plan.
what we want for distances for the driveways and stuff, so that we can, get that square. Yeah, I'm still hanging too.
Do we have budget thing or?
Oh, yes, we need to talk budget. That was on my list of things for today.
I don't think there's any form in here, or, I just grabbed everything out of the box.
Yeah,
There was all these left from town meeting.
yeah, I think I've got a stack that I already took before, so.
Okay.
What was I gonna say about that? I don't know. There's something I gotta fix somewhere, but I don't know what it is right now.
Okay.
We can use those for now.
Oh, yeah.
We
Well,
can use them.
somebody that's never had one before, you can give it to
Yeah.
them and say, this is,
Yep, this is it. And those are now approved. Oh, that's what I would need to do, is, standing rules. Were approved
that town meeting, special town
at
meeting.
special town meeting on November.
Eighth?
This is the 16th, it was the 15th, it was the
8th.
8th. On November 8th. And I was rather interested, there wasn't a single question really.
No, I was surprised at one or two.
Somebody did pick at something.
Absolutely.
I fully anticipated they would, but they didn't, so that's fine. At any rate, we got it dealt with, and I'm gonna add that onto the information here, that it was approved by town meeting.
Done. Oh, yeah, yeah. So that it makes it basically somewhat legal and binding.
Yeah,
Legal and
it
binding.
means that they're approved and binding. Until something else happens to foul that up. Now, the budget business,
We know it well.
yes, is, they have not got the budget packages out to us yet.
Okay. And when do they do?
Yes,
December 1st?
at the rate they're going.
November 15th, were they due?
Yeah. When we had the historical commission meeting, last week, they told us they would be out this week.
Okay.
But you just cleaned out the box and they're not there, so.
No, I don't see,
But they're still making the budget packages, so they'll,
well, it's not the end of the week,
oh,
so,
it's a big enough pile, so you know, you'd know if you had it.
okay.
And, we'll have to work on it. Now, we're left on the budget business with the whole mess from last year and what we do. I don't know what to say about that, because we have appropriated amounts from last year, but that doesn't come close to our requested amounts for last year.
No,
And it's not arranged the way we might have thought it would be and so forth, so, it's hard for us to tell. We did get some indication of gasoline charged to our account this summer, but not through the fall. We haven't had anything in the fall.
well, I was still up until July, it was me.
Oh, yes, oh, yeah, but I'm talking about since July. I think they did charge some to our card, but I haven't seen it for a while now, so I don't know. I don't know how much to budget for some of these things, because I don't know what's gonna come to us. We certainly have had parts for the mower and stuff that we're
Yeah.
dealing with. So the expenses on the mowers, other than the repair time that they're putting in, but the other expenses on the mowers, we need to have in our budget.
Yep. I was down to talk to them about, stopped down there, they were mowing, and Jim said there's something wrong with the new mower with the charging system.
The new mower?
The new mower. I don't know. I'll have to stop up and ask them, because they were trying to get stuff done, so,
Yeah.
they were mowing, so
Yeah.
I'll stop up and see them. Find out if they have any indication of what it could be, or,
I'm a little concerned about it because, I don't know, what the guarantee situation is now. They had a repair done, which was covered by the guarantee,
Yeah.
most of it.
under the wire, I think, just under the
Yeah,
wire.
and it was just under the wire, I think, because that was 2 years.
Yeah,
It was just less than 2 years old, and that was the fan business and so forth.
yeah,
And that repair was done and was covered by under the warranty, but I don't know whether something more is gonna be now.
yeah, I don't know, and I don't know what the charging problem.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's, as much as the battery's junk, could be the battery's garbage, I have no idea, I have to go up and see them, get an idea of what it was doing or not doing.
But we aren't quite to the point where they're all done with it, because the leaves, they may be going over it again for leaves at some point.
Yeah, I would think so, up the north.
There's so much leaves that are still falling.
Oh,
Well, the oaks always hold their leaves.
leaves, but some
Even
of
in the winter.
most of the maples are off, but the
Yeah.
oaks are still. But I went by places today and the maples still had their leaves on it.
Yeah, a lot of maples still do, and I mean, that's those big arbors of maples that we have there. So they may still be going around another shot for the leaves. But we'll see what happens. But you said they are using the old gas mower.
Yeah, the kid had it down there, they must have, with this part with the wheel,
Yeah,
the new kid, he was using it and it seemed to be going okay, so.
yeah. Was Jamie there with them?
That was the day Dylan and Matt were there. The new
Hmm?
kid, Dylan was there and the new kid, Matt, I think his name's Matt. They were there one day, but then the day I stopped, the four of them were there, working.
In South?
Yep,
Hmm.
three of them mowing and Fred was blowing the leaves out so they could pick them up from around all the stones and
Yeah,
stuff,
in
so.
the places you can't get in there.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, we'll see what develops from all of that. So I don't know, I mean, I don't know how to make this budget at this point, but I guess we'll,
should we find out how much, can June tell us how much gas they've charged to us? And
yes, we can look for that. I
Look
can
for
work
that.
on that. The fact that they still haven't given us our forms, and I think they want them back by December 1st,
yeah,
it's kind of nutty at this point. I'm not very pleased with that situation. I think that we should, I think we'll just have to see what develops from it all. But piece of me wants to put in the same thing we put in last year.
30,000.
Because the whole thing has been such a crazy situation. And at this point, I don't know what, I still don't know what is likely to come our way in the course of the year.
No, you don't, there's no,
I don't know how I budget for next year when I don't know what I'm gonna actually spend this year, given the change of the operation without adequate planning. That's only gonna show what we spent through, what, September 30th?
yeah. That's what,
Oh, that's just a total.
yeah, but that would, 15, 6 minus 1, 1, 4, 8, 11. So there's 14,500 left, that's what it says.
Yes. So we have whatever bills we had at that time, that's all we know. I'm not sure we can make decisions on this at this point.
Yeah, I think we need more information,
Um,
possibly have another meeting.
Well, one of the issues that we've got lying is the superintendent. In order to put it into the salary appropriation in the personnel services, we have to get personnel committee to agree to it, which I don't know whether they will. And in order to do, otherwise, we put it in as contracted services the way we've done it this year.
Hmm.
It isn't how I had planned to do it, but I don't know, I don't know what else to do in order to have it work.
Yeah,
There's an awful lot of specialized detailed stuff that, I mean, either we've gotta have somebody to do it, or somehow that's gotta get done by highway or somebody else, I don't know.
well,
The administrative things, they seem to think somebody can do out of some office here, but that is lovely. Who's gonna locate the monuments and the graves and
Well-
all of that stuff? Who's gonna do that?
They'll ship it up and give it more to the,
Hmm?
they'll dump that on the highway.
Well, they can, but there's a big learning curve on this stuff. In terms of handling all the record keeping too.
Oh, yeah.
And I have a certain amount of view that if we want to do it ourselves for nothing, they'll let us do it. But if we want to pay somebody to do it, they're going to tell us no and have
Yeah.
some, and want somebody else to do it.
Yeah.
And I don't think they understand how persnickety that the whole thing is in terms of how much knowledge you need to handle it. You gotta be able to read the records and know what they mean and actually go out and put it in process,
You
put it
know,
in practice in the field.
you know the people too.
Yeah, oh yes, oh yes. And we do a lot of picking one and another brains and as well as looking up things in the book in order to make these things come out right. So I'm really concerned about that, and I that seems to be something that can't be gotten across to personnel.
No. Nope.
But I can try meeting with them about it one more time and see if that'll do any good, and handle that accordingly. Well, I'm gonna investigate a few of those things and work on a draft budget. And if we have to have a special meeting in order to meet the deadline on it, we'll just do that. Okay?
Yep. Sounds good.
All right. I continue to be concerned about getting some tree work done, and
That was my next thing.
I actually did talk to Mr. Spinney about that one day when I was in the South Cemetery with him.
Jimmy or the father?
Hmm?
Jimmy or Jim Spinney?
Jim. Yeah. Well, we were talking about, and that's something we need, you and I need to do, is go and look at
The shrubs or the trees?
shrubs. But they'd like to take some more of them out that are overgrown.
Oh,
And we'd be happy to have that done, but we've gotta make sure that we agree that that they're appropriate ones, and we don't wanna take out things that
people are taking care of?
other people are taking care of. And I think the ones I've looked at with him, they're not, because they're all overgrown, so you can't see things. But I need to go through that with you and make a decision on that. They've already removed some that we've asked them to, or suggested, and, but we need to work on that some more.
Yeah, the ones for Carolyn Carter's.
Yeah, those are gone, and the ones on the Dean lot are done.
Yeah, I did those.
You did those.
And actually, Cody's took their own out.
Oh, Cody took their own out.
Yep.
That's fine,
As far as I know, they took their own out.
yeah. Well, that's good. So we need to look at those in the field. And the budget, I'm going to work on a draft. Actually, I think I'm gonna work on a couple of different alternatives
Okay.
based on what we can get other people to agree to. Then we'll keep trying to find our way on it. Is there anything else we need to do today?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
We don't have as much hanging right now as we did in terms of burials and
No.
this and that and the other thing, which we've had a lot of it this year.
Yeah.
A lot of things to be watching and keeping track of. I don't think the number of burials has been over the amount we often have, but it sure seems busy.
It's about normal.
And it's a little heavy, and it's definitely heavier on,
Oh, ashes. There's only-
ashes this year.
I think there was
More
only-
cremations this year.
I think there's only been 4 full burials and everybody else is cremations.
Yeah,
And I think COVID has something to do with that because people travel and just, they don't want calling hours.
and they were also postponing,
Delaying stuff because of
Things,
people well, I think some of that's people traveling to come,
yeah,
because you just,
yeah.
some places you can, some places you can't, some places you can't get through the airport, and some people, if they, you know, you come to leave, to get on the plane, you gotta have a test, and to get off the plane, you gotta have a test, and there's so many of them, there's no calling hours. You're just starting to see calling hours coming back.
Yeah, calling hours are coming back now. I haven't heard anything about Buddy yet, for burial.
No,
They had their services Saturday.
yeah, I didn't go, I went to calling hours Friday night.
Yeah, I went on Saturday. Oddly enough, there weren't awful lot of people there, I didn't know. Relatively few that I did.
So you knew?
Yeah. And I didn't see Philip or Fay.
Really? They weren't there Friday night. I didn't see, Philip, Fay, or Susan weren't there Friday night in the line. There was Linda,
They-
her mother, Shane, Lynette, Lauren, and her.
I know
Bobby.
that Philip is very concerned about COVID and is keeping away from everybody.
Yes, well, he's isolated himself up in New Hampshire, and I think he's diabetic too.
He's in Shrewsbury.
Shrewsbury, well, they have a place up in New Hampshire too, and I
Oh,
thought
well,
he
maybe
was
up there too.
he
Yeah,
was-
that could be.
isolated himself
Yeah.
kind of up
No,
there
they
too.
said, when we told the Bell, I was talking to PJ and they hadn't gotten Fay down for that either. And I don't know, maybe Fay and Joe did come, I didn't see them Saturday either. I wouldn't know Susan, because I haven't seen her that much for years and years. But Fay, you see, because she's tall,
Yeah,
you can't miss her if she's in a group.
Susan looks about the same.
Hmm?
Susan looks the same, her hair's,
Yeah,
last time it was short, very short, but she looks basically the
like
same.
Susan, yeah. Well, see, the two older ones were of an age that I saw more of them when they were kids too. I had more truck with them.
Yeah,
And then I had their kids in school, and I never had, and Susie, of course, hadn't been in Berlin
yeah,
all the time since at all. And Buddy, just because he was around and I see him.
all
you
the
know,
time.
that I knew him, but I never did know Susie all that well. But at any rate, that's where that is. Okay. I think we can adjourn the meeting, and if we have any other things to talk about that aren't business, we can.
Yeah,
Motion to adjourn.
well, second,
Aye.
All those in favor?
Yeah.
Aye.
I don't have the time, but.
3:46.
What?
3:46.
3:46?
He's got his phone, so he's got the time.